found a note on the door saying, "Doorbell broken, asleep, door unlocked, money on table. Please come inside and leave food on table."
You have got to be shitting me. Stop. Though, I didn't even get a chance to read that. Clock all night shifts. That's all I'm saying. You got yours? All right.
I got a job as a police officer a few months ago. For my first year or so, I'm expected to work the overnight shifts and do 3 12-hour shifts a week. It's totally brutal,
Right.
especially given that the worst things happen at night.
Oh, yeah.
It's only my 3rd month on the job, and I already have a nightmarish story to tell. I was patrolling around my designated route, 2 or 3 in the morning, absolutely no cars to be seen on the road at all. Most of my route was dark, since there was a lot of forest in our town. And then there would be one long street called Warren Street, one of the only streets lit up by streetlights around here. All the stores at this hour were closed, of course, so there was very little going on at this time. I took the left turn off a quieter road onto Warren Street. I drove slow, always looking on both sides of the road to see if anything was going on in any of the parking lots.
Okay.
I picked up on something strange as my car zoomed past a coffee shop parking lot. I brought the car to a halt with a heavy stomp on the brakes, and brought it to a reverse until I got back to the parking lot. I rolled down my window and stuck my head out to confirm my eyes weren't playing tricks on me.
You better stick your head back in.
The lights in the coffee shop were on, which was beyond bizarre. The shop always closed at 6 p.m. on weekdays. I knew because I was a frequent there, and I knew the owner personally. I pulled up to the curb and figured I'd go check the door. Wouldn't you know it, the door was unlocked. I pushed the heavy glass door open and stepped into the shop, calling the owner's name. Something about my voice echoing into an empty coffee shop at 3 in the morning was freaky as hell.
Yeah.
It gave me shivers just wondering why the lights were on. I kept calling the owner's name until I heard a sound come from the basement. I didn't even know there was a basement until that day.
Oh my God.
I found a door that led downstairs to a dark abyss. I unholstered the flashlight on my belt and aimed it down the stairs.
Fuck no.
I knew deep down it was my job to go down there and investigate.
Oh my God, that's your job? Who told you that's your job? That's not your job. That's nobody's job to go straight into darkness. That's nobody's job. And I really hope you went into that joint, not even in the basement, into the coffee shop with your Adidas. 3 in the morning? 3 in the morning. You do realize that's prime time for ghosts and paranormal stuff to happen. Or 3 in the morning. What you doing, bruh? You could have just kept on going about your business. But nah. You want to go and check it out. You want to go investigate it. You're a clucky. You know what that is? I'll explain later. But you're a clucky right now. It's straight darkness in there.
I was really afraid to. There wasn't a light switch to be found.
Wow.
So I made my way to the bottom of the concrete stairs, not able to see much outside of the narrow beam of light that my cheap-ass police flashlight projected. I was at the bottom of the stairs now, looking around the pitch-black basement of the shop. Then there was the sound again, only this time much louder.
Oh!
It sounded like some kind of half electronically produced and half organically produced sound. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's really the best way I can describe it. It came from a back room. I stepped into that back room, which appeared to be an office of sorts.
Oh my God.
I just stood there, waiting for the sound again.
Get out of there!
Might have stood there for 30 seconds, until the same exact sound erupted from a corner of the room. It was a terrible, distorted kind of sound. It apparently came from inside an air vent in the corner. First thing I did was try to shine the light into the vent, but it didn't really work. The grill blocked any amount of light that would actually light up the inside of the vent. What I did next was put my ear up to the vent to try and listen for anything that could be inside.
Something gonna touch you.
I heard something in there.
Something breathing.
I was 80% sure what I was hearing was the sound of someone breathing. My heart started racing even faster than it was 10 seconds ago. I tried one more time to see into the vent, this time angling the flashlight a little differently and pressing one eye up to the vent grill.
Wow.
I guess the light beamed off the grill of the vent at just the right angle, because I saw the glow of an eye literally 4 inches from my face. I unholstered my gun as I shouted at the person in there to come out now. But as I tried the vent door, it seemed to be screwed on still. I could hear the person shimmying away through the vents until the sound was completely gone. Where did that vent lead to? How did they get in there? Why were they in there? What was that strange noise? So many questions that still remain unanswered. I called for backup, and we did a thorough investigation. We called the owner, who came by to help us search the place at like 4 in the morning. There were no signs of breaking and entering anywhere. Not a single unscrewed vent, not a single broken window, nothing. Our investigation didn't last more than a few hours, after which we determined whoever was in the vents was gone. The thing that scares me the most is the sounds that I heard. Not just the breathing from the vent, but that sound that was emitting from the vents.
Oh,
that sound that could be heard all the way from the upstairs of that shop.
God. Those are questions, those are answers that you should not know. Just get the hell out.
I used to work at a gas station off some rural highway in Ohio.
Pause. I know this is a picture, and I know he's trying to set, the image. He's trying to give you a great picture, right? But come on now. Look at the surrounding in that gas station. Pitch black darkness. And the only lights, main lights, are coming from the gas, nowhere else. So if you run, where you gonna run? Oh my God. This picture reminds me of like Courage the Cowardly Dog, when like they just had the house and nothing within miles was close to them. That would lie. You can't pay me nothing. You can't pay me. There's no amount of money in the world that would be. I would never work at a gas station ever. Morning, midday, night, especially not night. Fuck night shift.
It was a 24-hour gas station.
Wow.
I usually worked from 8 p.m. to 4 a.m.
Damn.
The shift always started busy. Lots of people on road trips coming in for coffee and snacks, filling up gas obviously, and usually around 11 to 12 it would really quiet down. There would still be some people coming in, but once 1 or 2 a.m. hit, it was usually dead until the end of my shift. Usually by that time I was just playing games on my phone, doing work for my web classes, or watching movies on my laptop.
Okay.
The night in question, I was actually catching up on a TV show I was watching at the time. The road was completely dead at this hour. You could expect to see maybe one car pass by every 5 minutes, and maybe one car came into the lot every 20 minutes to a half hour. The headlights of a car suddenly glared through the window briefly as a car turned into the gas station lot and pulled up to one of the pumps. The car turned off, and so did the lights. No one stepped out, though.
Oh, fuck.
My attention went back to my show, and it did for a while. In fact,
your attention needs to be on that car. It needs to be your focus. Fuck that show. Your focus needs to be on that car. What the hell are you doing? Because right now you clucking up. Well, you was clucking up when you took up that position to work night shift. Right? You was clucking up in the beginning when you even thought about working at a gas station. Right? But I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. Right? Your focus needs to be on that car. Just saying. Just saying. Lights went off in our car. The car's parked. Nobody came out. Oh, okay. That's about 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. Oh. Okay. Okay. Right. Oh, okay.
It took me a few minutes to realize that the car outside was still there. but no one ever came in to pay for gas, nor was there anyone standing outside filling up.
God damn.
The car was still just parked next to the pump. It was a bit sketchy, but then again, maybe they were texting or on a call or counting money. There could be a number of reasons.
There you go, assuming.
Finally, I heard a car door shut outside. I paused my show, expecting them to come inside, but the guy just stood by his car. It looked like he was facing down at first, but when I squinted my eyes a little, I saw he was actually looking at me. He finally came over to the door and came inside. The bell of the door rang as some guy with his hood up walked right past the counter.
He has a hood?
He gave an ever so slight side glance to me. I could see just one of his eyes for a short second before he turned away and walked to the back section of the store by the snacks. I couldn't see or hear him while he was back there. He seemed to be back there for a while. I called out, "Do you need help, sir?" Not even the slightest sound in response. Just as I was about to come out from around the counter, the man came out from the corner and slowly walked back outside, not looking at me once. He went back to the pump, opened his passenger side door, and seemed to be digging in his car for something.
Man.
Then he shut the door and looked at me again. Regardless of the distance and glass between us, I knew he was looking at me. He lifted his arms and seemed to begin waving me over. I didn't know what to do, but everything about this situation and this man were freaking me the hell out.
Do you see the motherfucking red flags? Because this guy sure as hell doesn't. It looked like he about to just go over to the motherfucker. Hey, come here. Come over here into this darkness. I want to show you something. It really looks like he's about to go over to him. I know that it's darkness all around you, but if you had like any thought of running, then you do it. You run like you never ran before. I know you're in light right now, and I know everything around you is in darkness. But I think you may be a little bit more safe if you use the haul ass in the darkness versus being in that same area with him, because I feel like he's gonna cluck you up. And if he does, don't come at me talking about, hey, Gator. No, hey, Gator. No, nothing. I told you. I told you what to do. You just didn't listen to me. God damn.
He started walking very quickly over to the door,
And I started
still waving his arms and hands at me.
Wow.
He put one hand in his pocket now, while waving with the other still. It looked like he was reaching for something. I ran around from the counter and to the door so I could lock it. I managed to with only 3 seconds to spare before he tried pulling it open. This was the first time I could see his face as he looked at me and I looked at him. I noticed his hand in his pocket, holding what I was sure was the handle of a blade. I shut the blinds to the windows as I told him we're closed. He still stood there though. I tried to put it out of my mind, but I couldn't.
What are you?
Because he started knocking on the glass.
What are you still doing there?
He knocked and knocked and knocked until it turned into more of a banging. I screamed a threat to call the cops if he didn't go away. He stopped a few moments after I said that, and I think he walked away. I didn't check. I simply stayed hidden in my corner behind the counter. I gave it 10 minutes before I would open the blinds back up.
Yeah, and I gave it 10 seconds until I ran out that bitch. As he knocked and knocked and knocked, I ran and ran and ran until you couldn't see me no more. I was running so fucking fast that you couldn't even see me. The only thing that you really saw was it's called something I forgot, and somebody comment this or commented in a video before. It was like, you're not looking at, like, I'm running so fast that like you're not looking at me, you're looking like at my after something. Like, you're not looking at the real me because I'm already 6 miles out, right? So you're looking at like you're not looking at the real me. That's all I'm saying. Cause the real me is 6 miles out, so it's like you're looking at the after after Flash, Aftermath. I don't. Fuck. Fuck. I forgot what it's called. Damn it. Damn. And I don't want to look. I don't want to look it up because it's going to take way too long. But y'all know what I'm trying to say.
I did. I felt a certain kind of horror in my body when I saw his car was still there. Where was he? Was he in his car or somewhere outside? Paranoid thoughts came to my head, like what if he was by the back door? I felt relieved when another car pulled into the parking lot and a normal-looking man came to the door. I unlocked it for him and he came in with 2 20s in his hand.
He in cahoots.
I told him to be careful of that other car, and then we got into a long conversation about what just happened. During the conversation, the other car turned on and finally drove off.
He in cahoots.
The man and I both laughed about it, but when the guy who worked after me finally came in at 4 a.m., I was not laughing. My whole drive home, I was still shaking, thinking about what happened. Nothing that strange ever happened again throughout the rest of my time at that gas station.
I would have quit right then and there. I can't believe you was there that whole night. Clocked up the whole time. That new person was in cahoots. Just saying. He knew what was up.
My second job ever was delivering Chinese food at a local corner Chinese place in 2008.
Okay.
It was one of my best paying jobs to date, mainly because of how fast paced the place was, and how many deliveries, aka tips, I would make. It was a busy Thursday night, a half hour before closing time. We had 3 delivery guys working, myself included. My boss was always a hard ass. As usual, he told me to make the delivery and be back quickly. The address led to a town 5 miles away though, so I knew this would be a longer trip. But the longer ones always had the better tips. I still remember the order. It was just an order of wonton soup and rice. It was a 15-minute drive. I pulled up to the house, and it was not exactly the most appealing area of town. I stepped out of the car with a small brown bag of food, and before I stepped up the curb from the street, I stopped and looked up at the upstairs window of the house I was delivering to. There was half of someone's face peeking at me, and by half, I mean I could just see someone's eyes and the top of their nose, as if they were trying to hide. I didn't know what to think. It didn't look like some kid, it looked like a grown man. All I could do was continue walking to the door. I found a note on the door saying, "Doorbell broken, asleep, door unlocked, money on table, please come inside and leave food on table."
You have got to be shitting me. Who's gonna read that? First of all, I wouldn't even be that fucking close, right? But who's gonna read that and follow that? Who's gonna read that and still go inside to a creepy ass house at night, at a house that you never been in, at a house where at the top floor you can see a motherfucker creeping, talking about something like, "Cluck out of here, man." You be lucky if I even get out the car. Cause I'm not about to risk I'm not risking nothing. I'ma just leave it here. And you do as you please. I'm getting back in my car. The car is still on because you got me clucked up. If you think I'ma get out of my car and turn it off, oh no. Nah. I'm already creeped out to the max. So I'm leaving my car on just in case. I'm not with the bullshit. I'm not. Never have been. Never will. Just saying.
The note was so bizarre I had to take a picture of it. You know how they say red flags can go off in your head in a split second?
Yeah.
Well, that's exactly what I was feeling. I stepped back a few feet to look up at the window again. The person wasn't at the window anymore.
Oh, shit.
I knew they weren't asleep. So why would they leave a note like this? I tried to rationalize. Maybe it's a really socially awkward person who prefers not to engage with a delivery person.
Stop rationalizing.
I slowly turned the knob, and yes, the door was unlocked. There was no light at all in there.
There it
I couldn't
is.
distinguish where the table was that the money was allegedly sitting on. I tried going left. Found myself in what I assumed was the kitchen because I could hear a fridge nearby. Like I said, it was dark as hell in there. I finally came up with the brilliant idea of using my phone as a light. I put the brightness up all the way, and that's when I saw the silhouette of a person in the corner of the kitchen. No features, nothing. Just the silhouette of someone.
Nope.
At that moment, I dropped the bag of food on the floor and walked out the front door back to my car.
You walking?
I never looked back at that sketchy-ass house.
I would have hauled
Nor
that.
did I ever go back to that sketchy-ass part of town. My boss was pissed even after I explained it to him, but that's just how he is. I did another delivery that night and went home, and couldn't sleep all night thinking about what could have happened in that house had I actually gone up to that table.
Cluck on, like I said before, cluck all night shifts. Because more often than not, something always happens at the night shift. And if you're working at the night shift, hashtag night shift. Right? And I'm not talking like, you know, I'm not talking like the second shift where, like, you work during the day and by the time you leave to go home, it's night. I'm talking like that third shift where you come in at night and you leave at the break of dawn. That's the shift I'm talking. Cluck that. If you work that shift, hashtag night shift. See if you're gonna talk to your managers or something about, you know, changing your shift, because don't do it to yourself, please. I understand that money, you know, is probably important to you, right? But what's more important to you, like your life or money? And I have a good feeling that somebody, even though they probably not gonna comment, they're gonna be like, money. You got some people out there like that. Yeah, just saying. Now, I understand that, you know, some positions required to do overnight shift. Just think about it. And if you're going to do a night shift, please don't make it a gas station. Come on, yo. God damn. Because I had an experience. Night shift. I got robbed. At my job, not the job I'm working at now, but like, hey, it was a night shift. I got robbed. It wasn't. I wasn't scared or anything, but like, it just came out of nowhere, you know. And if you want to, I don't know if I ever told that story. I probably did. I don't know. I have thousands of videos on here, and it's hard to keep track of every single video, but. Thank you, Mr. Nightmare, for uploading. I appreciate you. You're awesome in everything that you do, right? Much love. Oh, much love. I think the disclaimer, because I didn't see it in the beginning, I think it's, I'm going to read it. All audio used in any of these videos is protected by copyright. Re-uploading or using this audio for any other YouTube videos or on any social media platform without direct permission will be legally pursued. That's funny because I've reacted to a lot of Mr. Nightmare videos and I don't think I've ever seen this before. So I'm kind of skeptical about uploading this. But the only reason I'm doing it is because I like your content, Mr. Nightmare. And I have never had an issue with copyright before with your videos. So I don't know if this video is going to stay up. If it does, hallelujah. If it doesn't, hey, I tried. And I'm going to let you know, if it goes away, I'm gonna let you know that on Twitter. I'll be like, I'm sorry. Yeah, I mean, I tried it, and I understand that Mr. Nightmare uploaded another video. I think it was three creepy true school lockdowns. I already reacted to that. I'll probably really put a link to that video, that reaction, in the description or in the comment section below. But yeah, man. Hey, Mr. Nightmare, keep it up. I love you. I respect you. Hey, people out there, if you're looking, if you're watching, I love you. You're awesome. You're beautiful. Hey, keep it cool, keep it classy, and I love you. Stay happy. My family. And running.